Let me tell you about my dream last night. It was like crazy. I was walking the dog and there was a lady with a stroller and Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran. This is my place to talk about weight loss, life, fitness, and just being amazing. So let's get to the dream part. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of dreams you have overnight where you dream about dogs and strollers and all kinds of stuff. I'm talking about the dreams that you have in your mind where you want to do something. You have a dream to be, to do, to be awesome. And I'm going to go on a limb and say, don't just dream it. So dreams and goals, we all have them. The question is, what do we do with them? And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about where I am with goals and dreams. And to do that, I have to go way far back in my history. You know, I had big dreams when I was young. They were big dreams, and I chased those dreams. I followed my dreams to be a teacher, and it left me a royal mess emotionally. Seriously, if I talk about the experience too long, I will sit here and have a panic attack. 23 years after I left teaching. It left me a royal mess. I'm not going to talk about it because I really don't want to have a panic attack today. But if you want to know more about it, I am linking a description to my website, and it does talk a little bit about the situation there. I wrote it quite a few years back. And honestly, even when I read it, I just start to cry. So I chased my dream, and it was a colossal failure. My dreams, all of them, not just teaching, my dreams to have children, my dreams to do this, my dreams to do that, they all crashed and burned. Every last one of my big dreams. I was left with nothing. I was afraid to dream. I was afraid to do anything. And so I spent quite a few years just putting one foot in front of the other because I don't have any dreams because my dreams don't work. My dreams end up in failure. They end up in pain. So I didn't dream. I didn't have big dreams. Just didn't do it. But slowly, very, very gradually, I began to have some dreams. I began to think, if I did this, wouldn't that be really cool? The problem, I remained deathly afraid to follow my dreams because history showed me that if you dream big and you follow them, you're going to crash and burn, and it's going to hurt really, really bad. I mean, if I dreamed, what if my life went up in smoke again? I did reach out for some things. I mean, I found love again. It's awesome. I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight. I actually lost down to my lifetime goal with Weight Watchers. But then I went up and down and up and down because you see, I'm afraid to reach out and grab that dream. I've been afraid to grab it because what if by grabbing that dream that I actually achieved at one point, what if taking that away and having all that protective barrier of fat actually doesn't fix my life? What if it crashes and burns? I actually wrote a book and self-published it. I sold a few copies, but I stopped. I did not promote the book. I stopped dead. I didn't grab that dream. I started the dream, but I didn't grab it. Why didn't I grab it? Fear. What if somebody says something bad about it? What if people don't like it? What if? I don't want my heart to be hurt. So I didn't grab it. I was actually doing a lot of photo shoots and a lot of work with photography. I was making money off of it. And I had toyed with possibly doing something more professional. And I stopped dead. I was afraid to grab it because it could crash and burn and hurt. And that has been time and time again. I want a dream, I reach out for it, but right when I'm on the cusp of it, maybe not. I'm not going to do it because I'm afraid to follow the whole way through. And that's been my life. So fast forward now to just recently, and social media is what it is. I'm not saying it's perfect, and I know that people that post on social media 9 times out of 10 are posting the best parts. They're posting what they want people to see. They're posting half-truths, whatever. I know that social media is not 100% true. They write books and they're published and they're selling like hotcakes. On Facebook, I saw somebody that was like, I want to start painting. I've never painted, but it seems fun. They started painting and a week later they sold a painting. Really? I see photography studios. I see people that are losing lots of weight and are living their weight loss dreams. And yet here I sit stagnant. I get frustrated because I see people dreaming and they are so successful. And I want that for me. And that's when I started to think about what the difference was. So that is what made me sit back and start thinking about what is wrong with my dreams. And that's what made me come up with this fear. And I've known I've had this fear a long time. But I noticed that the people that are actually successful, they don't just dream. They also do. They don't let their fears stop them dead. They actually continue through. They dream it, they do it. I seem to have forgotten that last part of dreaming it, and that last part is doing it the whole way through to the end. So that brings me to where I am right now. And it's a hard thing to actually overcome that fear of failure, that fear of actually doing it. But I am working on it. So what am I doing? Now, I actually told you I have 1 book published. I'm actually not going to do anything with that. It is out there. Link is in the description. If you want to read it, read it. If you don't, not a big deal. I'm not going to go back and promote that one. I actually have 3 books that are partially written. Yeah, 3. 2 are pretty far along. 1 is still in the early stages. But it's time to actually, instead of saying, I'm dreaming about finishing this book, to actually do it. That's where my Project 50 that I talked about last week comes into play, because I knew I needed time to write in my day, which is why I put a word count in instead of my skill, because I needed to have that discipline to actually sit down every day and write, even if it's 1,000 words a day. And I actually did my word count of 5,000 words a day. That's actually relatively easy. I actually did my word count of 5,000 words a day because I didn't know how long and how much it would take, and I wanted to give myself time to edit too. So I have 5,000 words a day. And I'm filming this on day 2 of my Project 50, and I am well on my way of getting my word count for this week, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm actually taking the step to finish, and then I'm going to have to fight the fear and actually promote it, push it, publish it, do whatever it takes to try to get it out there. I have a children's book that I wrote. I wrote it on a whim, and I did it with my little stick figure artwork, which is very rudimentary. And a elementary school teacher read it at that point, and she's like, oh my word, you have to publish this. Please publish it. That was 20 years ago. Guess where that's still sitting? It's still sitting in my file cabinet. I need to find an illustrator for it. And that is one of my goals for this year. Push myself past the fear and get it illustrated. Plain and simple. It's time to stop being afraid to lose this weight. Losing weight is scary because for so long I've sat there and been like, well, it didn't happen because I'm fat. So if I lose the weight, then I'm losing that protective shield of fat around me, and it's scary. But I'm dreaming about it, so it's time to do it. It's time to get the weight off. It's time to stop just dreaming about these things and doing them. So stay tuned. I got big things in my dreams, and I'm determined to push through the fear and do them. It is time to stop dreaming and start doing. No excuses.